Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Triple Clown Show. That's right, it's me, the D-O-double-G, Randall Johnson, alongside the beautiful Sarah Marie, Mrs. Big News. And we have today joining us Tom from Tom and Tom Racing, also from Off the Rail, another Triple Clown member, and also another guy who is a Triple Clown, let's face it, Joe from Away They Joe show. And that's him right there. And we have a special guest coming in as well. He comes in once in a while. We'll see. And that would be AJ Ryder. We're going to see him come up. And there he is. Hi, AJ.
Hey.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you, buddy.
What's up, partner?
I hit the Parks Pick 5 the other day. Paid $2.
Fantastic.
Good work.
AJ,
good work,
good to
buddy.
hear from you, buddy.
Go get him, Tiger.
Put Joe back on.
Okay.
And fantastic. Good to see AJ there. Still talking about that Parks Pick 5. Because we know how he does it.
Jackpot.
So what's up today? We're going to go over, we're going to go through the news like we always do. We're going to talk about some race. Tom's got a game. I guess he wants to play with me because I know nothing about Twitter and what goes on.
Wait. Can we go backward? You know nothing, so you can go from there.
Just end it at that, is what Tom's saying.
That's fine. I was going to say that if somebody does message us, I do sometimes message back, and that is me, but I don't read any of this stuff when it goes to drama. So we have this little Twitter beefs, and I have to guess the one that's actually real or not real. And Tom's going to get that for us. So we'll have a lot of fun. So what's up, everybody? Everybody good?
Good.
Oh, yeah. Excellent. Yeah, it's great.
We're good.
Tom's doing fantastic, apparently.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why not? Georgia won. You know, I surround myself with winners. So it's a
till
good thing.
tonight.
Okay, bye, guys.
Oh.
The AJ picture just ran away. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go over the news.
Yes, we have a few things we're going to bring up with the news. First, we're going to talk about the Dubai World Cup. They have released new incentives for 2022, including 2 return business class flights for the trainers, in addition to a 3-night accommodations at one of their associated hotels. The owners and 1 representative will receive 1 business class return flight during the meet. Travel will also be subsidized for the staff. They will get a 1 economy class ticket back for the groom and up to 2 horses, or flights for 2 people for 3 or 4 horses, and so on. So they are trying to bring more to the table to incentivize people from around the world to come and compete at this Dubai meet.
I kind of always figured they did that anyway. I don't know about you guys.
That's what I thought.
I don't know. Listen, when I acted in things that they had to fly me, they sent me there. You know what I mean? I don't know. You're making money for them.
Yeah,
for them, I guess. I just figured that they did that.
So did I. And I guess another big thing is that they are not going to. There's no cost to the connections for stabling your horse.
Wow.
At the track, which
That's big for the people that own the horse.
Yeah.
Well, that's because half of them got stuck there last year during COVID. If we remember, that actually happened, and a lot of them just got stuck there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that wasn't good. But well, I guess that's good if they don't do that at most places, and that's an incentive. Well, good for them. It's Dubai. They like to spend money. We all know this, and it's what they do. So maybe we'll get some better horses over there this year. I don't know.
We'll see.
Maybe they'll send me.
I doubt it. They don't want.
Although it is really cheap to fly over there, from what I heard. Everybody says to go there. So
Oh, really?
it's like $500 ticket each way. I heard. I don't know if it's true, and this was like years ago, so I don't know.
Huh.
I know a lot of people that I know went, and they said that they really liked it. It's like a bucket list thing, and you get to ride the camels.
Well, see that with that,
Sold.
that's worth the price of admission right there.
I know, right?
I just don't want to ride camels for it. It's weird.
I don't know. I don't know about you, Joe. I'm a pretty big guy. I don't know if I might bust a camel's hump or something.
Yeah, you're the straw that broke the camel's back.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, there we go. All right. Well, that meet starts
You're
January January 13th is the first date for that meet. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how those fields come to be with this new incentive. But let's go on to the Vox Populi nominations have been released for 2021. And I know there's been a lot of debate on this, but the nominees are Echo Zulu, Essential Quality, Hot Rod Charlie, Knicks Go, Petrushka, and Life is Good.
Hey, can we get any words for this one? I'm sorry, but look at this award. No, this is what it is. There shouldn't be any other ones, and people can get mad at me all I want. I'm gonna look at them right now. They're behind me, and you have Zenyatta, you have Mucho Macho Man, you have Winks, you have American Pharaoh, and then you're gonna have what? Nick Scott. Because I mean, Echo Zulu. How is Echo Zulu?
Yeah, that's why I was surprised.
Well,
even
Hot Rod Charlie.
Hot Rod Charlie.
Have they won it as a 2-year-old before?
Has he won? When's the last time Hot Rod Charlie won?
Hot Rod Charlie is Hot Rod Charlie is the most overrated horse that's in that group, in my opinion. He won the Louisiana Derby and I think the PA Derby
What do you have for females up here? You have
Zenyatta.
No, you have Winks too.
Oh, Winks, yeah.
But yeah, and now you're gonna have Echo Zulu or Petrushka. Okay, come on. Let's just stop. But it's the most popular award. Listen, it's popular. It's most popular, not the best horse ever. Most popular.
It's supposed to represent the brightest moments of the sport. Like these horses are supposed to represent the brightest moments of the sport in 2021 and the sport in general. So we Randy and I voted. We've already voted our vote because you can go to secretariat.com. There's a link. You can vote. They have obviously all those, and you can write in.
And you know who we voted for? By the way, Joe, you know who we voted for. Think about it. And I'm asking you, who is should be the most popular in the world horse and the best horse in the world? Who is it?
Japan.
We went with Mishriff.
Yeah, Mishriff. That was my
How is Mishriff not on this list? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
From what this horse did, and obviously this is a world thing because we have Winks on there and everything like that. So how is Mishriff not on there? I'm sorry. What Mishriff did,
a nice write-in vote,
is incredible.
Yep.
That's great.
So,
I voted this morning too.
Who'd you vote for?
I mean, where I come from, you don't talk about those. You don't talk about politics or who you voted for.
Because you voted for some Delaware maiden, and that just like ran second in a $30,000 allowance.
But he tried hard.
That's all that matters.
I voted for your lead for the horse that you never give credit to, and that's Knicks Go. I think that he's a gutsy 5-year-old that did what he had to do last weekend, and he brought me personally. He brought me happiness. So that's who my vote went with.
I remember Mishriff remembers Knicks Go because he ran by him and he won by 30 over him, right, Joe? Was that true? I'm pretty sure he remembers going by him.
Yeah,
he?
I think he stopped and waited.
Yeah.
See if he needed any help.
Yeah.
No, but in all seriousness, that's fine. It'll probably be Knicks Go, but I don't know why Mishriff's not on there. I'd like to know.
I'm kind of surprised too. With one on turf, one on dirt, one on the biggest races.
Huge races.
Yes.
More impressive than the Winks year, I think it had, honestly.
Yeah.
Even though Winks dominated and did all those things, but I'm just saying, I think more impressive wins. So I'm just mad it wasn't on the list.
Well, and
I'm kind of surprised too.
Yeah.
You have horses like Charlie and a couple of the other ones that you mentioned that don't necessarily belong all there for 2021.
Well, listen, most popular. If you go most popular, it's got to be Hot Rod Charlie for American horses.
Well, true. You got the
word is most popular.
You got the Broham owners, so yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
it's not the controversial finishes that he's been in because that seems to be popular.
But if we're going most popular. If that's what it is and brought people talking, made people talk. I mean,
and there was some good debates happening already on Twitter about this. Greeley and Ben is a horse that was brought up that should have been on it. Chubwagon was another one. But I think we were talking about this before we started recording, and Joe had mentioned something about Ed being involved, if he was involved with any of this awesomeness of Twitter. And he did kind of mic drop one of the tweets and the comments with when they said, "Oh, well, I think these horses probably should have been on the list instead." And Ed replied with, "Oh, you mean horse racing took a good idea and ruined it? I'm shocked." Ed is feisty. He's feisty. He left to Inspires, went to Horse Racing Nation.
Yeah,
and
he's getting
feisty all over Twitter now. I like it.
Yeah, he is.
But those are the nominations. Like I said, you can go to secretariat.com. It's in the upper right-hand corner. You can vote or write in your vote, which I feel like a lot of people are going to be writing in. So we'll see who wins this. It'll be.
But I mean, even the ones I talked about, like the horses. I mean, these horses were what it should be. I just don't know why Mischief's not there. I really don't. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think of all horses, that horse has proven so much on all types of surfaces, all distances.
It's not even a horse of the year, even. It's more a horse that, I mean, you got to talk about this horse. I mean,
well, it's almost like the People's Choice horse. It's not the Eclipse. It's the most, like you said before, it's the most popular. So that, in my eyes, it's the People's Choice Award.
Yeah. So it should be Hot Rod Charlie or Latruska.
Yeah.
I feel like people might be leaning more on Latruska. I think Echo Zulu is a super random one to throw in there. I mean, yes, silly. That horse has had an impressive 2-year-old career.
What 2-year-olds ever even won this?
That's what I was wondering.
Not like shining, oh my gosh, this horse is something.
I want to look up and see who the winners are.
Wings.
American Pharaoh. So Authentic won it last year.
Bricks and Mortar,
Winks, Ben's Cat, California Chrome, American Pharaoh, Mucho Macho Man, Painter, Rapid Redux, and Zenyatta won the first year. So
Bricks and Mortar.
I feel like those horses all carried a lot.
But I'm kind of.
Bricks and Mortar was a popular horse that was like 5 years old and retired, right?
Yeah, that was like the Knicks go.
That's that was a lifetime award.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, Ben's Cat.
So,
I like Ben. Yeah, Ben's Cat's good. I remember Ben's Cat.
Ben's Cat was older too. Ben's Cat was pretty old.
Yeah, he was. He might have been 6, maybe.
Painter too. Yeah.
Well, Painter, because of I think what happened with Painter, that makes sense. Because didn't Painter? Something happened with Painter. Can edit this out if I'm wrong, but I think Painter almost died.
He had I think he had a colic or something like that. Colic.
Did he get colic?
I think.
That's so terrible.
I remember something like that happened to him. Now that you're saying that, but I don't want to sound like an idiot. So
hey,
I'm gonna have to look it up.
You speak like who you're surrounded by, Joe. So you're a good company.
Yeah, Painter survives brushes with death, returns to the race over Woodward Stakes. Yeah, he almost died.
Yeah.
Colitis.
How could you not win that award that year then?
The veterinarians were going to put him down as a 3-year-old.
Kind of surprised Mighty Heart's not on the list. You know who Mighty Heart is, right?
Oh wow, yeah.
The Canadian horse with one eye, and won the I think won the Queen's Plate. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
That one I'm kind of surprised because I think he won 2 out of the 3 Triple Crown races. But I don't know. What do I know?
No, you're right. You're right, Joe.
All right. Well, let's go on to some more news. I got a couple things left. This one I thought was a little bit hilarious when I was reading about it. Trainers Richard Baltus and Ian Cooljack have been fined and ordered to complete an anger management course.
Oh, they're going to fight San Luis Rey, didn't they?
No, these all took place. No, they weren't fighting together. No, Baltus was fined $1,000 after disobeying orders from both the examining vet and the security officer back in March at Santa Anita. And Ian was fined $500 for discourteous language directed at the examining vet in April at Santa Anita. So both of those trainers have to compete an anger management course and complete Complete.
Yeah.
Oh, I did say compete, huh?
You don't wanna
Complete.
compete in
Yeah, you don't want to compete. Maybe. I don't know.
Who's angrier? I
They
am.
have to compete within 2 days.
Hey, and
I
that's
just thought this was hilarious because at first you're like, oh, they got in a fight together because that's not uncommon, really. But I mean, for trainers to argue, but I thought the discourteous language directed towards an examining vet was.
We're pretty sensitive nowadays. Let's face it.
well. That's what I was just going to say.
What was it like?
Totally 2021 when we have something like this. It's
Yep.
stuff that's been happening for 145 years. So it's people are a little bit. The wrong person heard it, as a racing official heard it or something, and wants to make an example. That's that's you.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
We're all there. We're all have access behind the scenes and then some, and we all hear it. And it's just the wrong person heard it this time, probably over at Del Mar.
Yeah, I mean, especially with a vet. Vets take a lot of shit because think about it. When you're in front of the vet, it's usually bad,
Right.
or it's a lot of money for the owners and the trainers. If it's not bad, but it's usually bad, and it's a frustration thing.
Sure.
You're sitting here and you're like, "Are you sure?" Blah 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 blah, and then you got to listen to this, or they're wrong. We dealt with that before with a wrong vet went in and gave a horse we had a wrong shot. Would I be discourteous to that vet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be too.
So I mean,
It's
I'm not saying they're right or
They're
wrong.
not-
A vet's office, it's like a doctor. Like if doctors are going to be sensitive when they start telling people bad news,
Yeah.
Come on, because people are getting bad news.
Yeah. It's they're not at a horse farm where we're with little jumpers for 15-year-old girls. It's they need to toughen up a little bit. The vet.
We think who knows? Maybe we don't know the story. We don't know what they said.
But that's why we're just sitting here.
And
You're right.
spit on them and slandered them and called them every name in the book. But we don't know. But
we don't know, but
we're guessing that
hopefully
I
they
don't want to say that
complete.
their anger management sounds a little bit extreme. Like, what did they do? Like, that's the type of stuff that we used to have to go to if we got in a bar fight, like an assault charge.
Well,
to get
yeah,
off the
and we've
charge.
all had that.
What it's like back in the back. You don't know what it's like back there.
Yeah, that's the stuff you got.
I can get dirty.
If you got like an assault charge to get out of the charge. Like,
Well, and to your point, maybe they did something a little bit more than
who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? But
So maybe and they
it's weird to
plead
go that
to
way.
they
because
plead
how it
to
is
anger
now.
management.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of comical, but
I know
Well,
Richard
they-
Baltus too, and he doesn't
I
seem
know.
like a hothead at all.
I was going to say, I was waiting for your input on that because I know
Yeah.
you know him and
Yeah, he's
speak with him
not.
frequently. So
Yeah, he's not.
Anybody call him Dick?
I did, but he beat the shit out of me in a corner, and now he has to go to anger management.
Now, I have a question. There's Florent Giroux had a big fine because of over excessive use of the whip. Should he go into
Yep.
anger management?
he might at this point. Yeah, he was fined $5,000.
Is that just what
for
California
excessive
racing's
use of
come
his
to
whip
now?
during the Breeders' Cup. And another piece of news: Rock Your World has retired and is going to stand at Spendthrift Farm.
Well, he's clearly going to be rocking some young fillies world, so good for him.
Well, yeah, but I mean, once again, like,
Yeah.
what's he going to stand for? I mean, not that he's a fine horse. He's a great specimen. He's got good pedigree. It's so weird that, like, I don't even think this horse, I mean, he hasn't looked good in a while. I mean, maybe he's hurt.
No, he
good
has
for
not
him.
looked good.
Absolutely. But it is
It
weird
did-
that, like, our 3-year-olds that aren't even, like, that good wasn't even a Breeders' Cup horse.
Yeah.
Big
It's
spark of debate is: are some of these 3-year-olds getting pushed too hard to be on that Derby trail?
Yes, they always have been.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Triple Crown's already hard. Those 3
Yeah, it's
races
hard
in
about that
succession is
really.
already hard, especially the longest race at the end.
Yes. Yeah. No doubt. They get pushed and pushed.
You know, the longest race
And it
we'll ever
doesn't even
run.
stop there because it goes to the Travers, it goes to the Haskell, it goes to the Breeders' Cup Classic. So
It's a grind.
I think they're pushed at 2 really hard, and that's when they're developing. And it is true. Certain trainers push harder to win. The ones that win a lot of derbies, I won't say any names, or the ones that win a lot of derbies push really hard as 2-year-olds, and the ones that don't, and I will say those names like a Mandela, who they'll always say like Mandela 2-year-olds, this and that, because he takes his time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not that consumed about it. I mean, I know Omaha Beach, if anybody wants to say anything, that was a definite Kentucky Derby stud.
Absolutely.
And that was a good one for him. But he's really in it for the long haul. Some of these trainers are. And there's certain trainers that are all about let's win a Derby.
Well, look at the
year, and that's it.
Look at the one guy who has a few Triple Crowns under his belt. Name like we've talked about it on the show before. We've talked about it off the show before. He doesn't have any 5-year-olds. It just doesn't happen. Just to Sarah's point, just run him into the ground and okay, who's the next horse of the century?
Listen, at the end of the day, when you're an owner of a horse and you have a 2-year-old, you want that 3-year-old track and you want it to retire for money, prestige, and everything. You want to get your horse to the barn. That's the biggest thing. Mm-hmm. And then if you have the geldom, then great. We'll watch him have a great career. Or, if it's a filly, then maybe you go a little longer. But I mean, that's the end goal. It's what it is. It's to get them into and get them to the barn. So now you just have free money, basically, coming in. No worry about a race. No worry about anything. Just worry about if he's fertile or not. He's not Cigar or Warren.
True.
So, yeah.
It's just to me, it's just like it's kind of too early. I think he could have won. I think
always, always, Joe.
It sucks.
I feel like going forward, it's just thinning out and thinning out and thinning out. 4-year-old and up careers.
Look at the Classic. The Classic this year. Once again, I'll talk about Nick's Go because Nick's Go beat a bunch of 3-year-olds. That's normal.
That's what he should do. That's what he should do.
You never thought about when one of these Derby horses go to the Classic. Usually, they're long shots. They're not supposed to win. Now, slowly, we're seeing a whole 3-year-old crop be half the field because there's no 4-year-olds.
There's nobody but sure.
We lost Charlatan. We lost Nadal. We lost, all these horses that would have been 4.
Yeah.
Authentic.
Yeah.
Tis the law. This would have been a great. Think about if they stayed.
Wow.
What a great classic.
Wow.
You think Nick Go wins that classic?
I was going to allude to that because that's what I was saying. Like,
no, Nick Go wouldn't even be in the conversation.
Yeah.
And it's what we talked about, I feel like, on like the last 3 or 4 shows in one way, shape, or form, is that whole early retirement age. And it's killing it.
But you can't do anything about it.
No, you can't.
Are we going to change the age? Then they'll just sit them out a year.
Yeah.
No one's going to risk it. No one's going to force a horse to run. So there's no fixing it. I think the only way to fix it, which I said before, is incentives. Incentives if you run it for. Hire the person. You're a 4-year-old that wins. We need to hire this. We need to give them more purse money or something that's going to make them stay rather than just, hey, it's a great thing. Like, well, no, retire. Why would you? Especially in a dangerous sport. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's got to be some incentives for 4-year-old races should be more than 3-year-old races. Make something more important than the Derby. It's going to take a while, but that way.
They don't want to put them at risk, though, if anything unfortunate happens at 4, though. So that's why it's kind of like, well, what do we do?
No, but you think of like a Rock Your World, and I don't know what happened with Rock Your World. So maybe Rock Your World's hurt. So it's a smart thing. But say someone like Rock Your World, say someone like Essential Quality. I mean, are they going to stand for this crazy amount of money? Are they going to, you know what I mean? If they had a 4-year-old season that maybe they'd be running for $12 million at a rip, maybe they'd stay.
It probably all depends on what they're charging for a stud fee, too.
Yeah, if Authentic was at $75,000 last year, what could Rock Your World be?
His fee is going to be $10,000.
$10,000.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe 12 at the most.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No.
You do have a Santa Anita Derby winner, I guess, and a Kentucky and a Derby horse.
Participating in the Share the Upside breeding for a fee of $12,500 for a 2-year commitment.
Hey,
Wow.
So
So you have to do it twice with them.
But with Swiss Skydiver.
Well, In a Mischief, it's not like In a Mischief came out and was expensive until his horse started
no.
winning.
Oh yeah, all of a
So once
sudden.
your horses start winning, that's when you start making your money.
That's why you get
Yeah.
And
that
that's
2
what
years, and then yeah.
Well, yeah, you
Huh.
got to wait like 3 years, 4
Right.
years to really have a process of winners, and then it goes up. Authentic went down because that's normal. No horses are even born,
Makes
but it
sense.
goes down the next year. It's like 65 now, and that was a big number. So, yeah,
Interested to see the first foals.
yeah, exactly. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be really
Kind of
interesting.
interested to see too.
Yeah.
yeah. Look at Arrogate now will be
Arrogate's dominating everywhere. It's
Yep.
crazy.
He is, but he's
He is.
gone, so obviously he's not going to go up. I was going to say his price
Right.
would go up, but
But the kids
yeah.
will.
If he was still alive,
Sure.
he would be double his price.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, have you guys seen his debut races in Japan? Just
I've
totally
seen several.
annihilating them as a
Oh, yeah.
2-year-old. It's absolutely insane.
We have a final piece of news. I'll let you address this one.
We lost a friend, a horse of ours. Obviously, this has to do with horse racing, but if you look behind me over here, you'll see his winning pictures, and that is that's Vertical Threat. Vertical Threat was our favorite horse. He broke down in Churchill. Well, he fell, shattered his shoulder, and had to be euthanized during a stakes race at Churchill Downs last Saturday. So, yeah, that was our guy. I know you guys heard us talk about him a lot. I had a lot of arguments and
Every
conversations.
week we brought him up. So
Oh, Vertical Threat. So when you don't hear me talk about him, that's why. Vertical Threat has passed away. He was humanely euthanized in Kentucky. So we miss him.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no, it's thank you. But yeah, he was a good guy. Mean little son of a bitch. That's why he was fun and one of the fastest sprinters I've ever seen when he wanted to run. And sometimes he didn't want to run. That's what kind of made everybody a fan of his. And so sad part about this industry is that, and first time Sarah got close to a racehorse. First one I was close with over here too. So, yep. So rest in peace, Vertical Threat. Rumor has it Viola Bubai is pregnant with a filly Aperture. So that will be Vertical Threat's full sister, I think, coming out.
Great.
So that'll be interesting to watch. So, yeah, our buddy's gone, but he was on borrowed time anyway. I mean, this is a horse that jumped the fence when he was young. Threw his rider, jumped the fence, landed in a ditch, got like 100 stitches, and tried to run downtown. Won the Steel Valley Sprint with 2 broken kneecaps.
Oh my God!
He was a trooper, but he couldn't get up from this one. So
Tough guy.
Vertical Threat.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Sucky part of the game, but it's part of the game, and I'm glad
it is.
Right.
Oh yeah, they're like your children, you know.
Yep.
Never been through any kind of like anything like that, but I would already know. I mean, that's just the way that's the saddest part of it. Even just watching any other horse, not just your own, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, it was tough being so far away, and he was usually in California with us, and he was in Kentucky, and not being there, even though it would have been terrible to be there, but it would have been nice to be there.
You did say like his body's being used by the university there.
They're doing an autopsy in Kentucky for equine studies, and somebody donated. Somebody doesn't even own him. I believe is donating money to get his ashes put in Old Friends.
Oh, that's awesome!
Have a great.
That's good.
So
that's great.
We'll go see him in Kentucky. That's where he was born. That's where he died. He's a California guy, but.
Mm-hmm. And we got a lot of love from a lot of people. So we were super grateful for everybody that reached out to us. It was kind of a shitty way to end the Breeders' Cup for us, but
everybody out there, that gave us gave us a lot of support. Everybody from people at TVG and everything like that, they knew how much he meant to us, and a lot of people. And he was a fan favorite because of his little attitude. And,
He's just a clever man.
yeah.
So with that being said, let's recap the stakes race that was this weekend at Del Mar. Sunday, race 8 was the Grade 3 Bob Hope Stakes. And I feel like there's a lot to be said about this. Since it was a 4-horse field, Baffert had 3, Mandela had the other horse, which at one point was a Baffert horse, correct?
Yeah, so backstory for this race before we get into it, because this is, and I want everybody out there to know, and this should be a cut we probably use. This is why California racing's in trouble, and I do believe this. And I'm going to say it out loud. I'm sick of pussyfooting around this, and we'll go away from doping. We'll go away from all the other shit. This is a problem. We have a stakes race, the Bob Hope Stakes. Maybe it should be changed to the Bob Baffert Stakes instead of Bob Hope. Because, here we are, and we have four horses in the field because everybody scratches out because Bob's got everybody in there. He's got a $600,000 horse, $500,000 horse, a $400,000 horse, and then the little $300,000 horse, that's a great horse, American Pharoah horse on the outside,
Yes.
Forbidden Kingdom. I'm a little bit of a homer here. I know people are going to say this because I know the horse. I was obviously there. It's a horse with my company. And so I do know the horse. I'm a fan of his. And just let's go through the race. And I'm going to say, and we're going to go through, and this is why. And we're going to go through how Forbidden Kingdom was on this race against all the other Baffert horses. And this is what's not good for the sport. All right, so here we go. Here's the start. Nothing to do with any of the other horses here. But if you watch the start right here, terrible break for Forbidden Kingdom. Almost goes down to his knees. And I'll tell you something about that in a second. So here's the break, and we'll break down this race, and we'll talk about why this is messed up for racing. So the 5 is Forbidden Kingdom. The 1, 2, 3 of the Baffert horses here. Messier, who's supposed to be his big monster. Kumani, who Forbidden Kingdom already beat. And Winning Map was supposed to be another great one that has a ton of early speed. We'll see how they go. Here we go. Now, if you see, Forbidden Kingdom didn't break very well right there and almost fell down. And truth be told, we found out he grabbed the quarter right there, by the way.
Okay.
So he grabbed the quarter when he did that. And let's watch. So now we see him on the outside. And believe it or not, when they go to this thing, I can't believe he has a lead after stumbling like that. Now you can see he's rank and wants to go. His head's up, probably because he grabbed the quarter. And he's also, a little bit like, I almost fell. Okay, so now let's watch Baffert's horse go outside 8 wide to put pressure on.
Crazy.
All right, now look, so now he's got to keep up. He can't relax. Now he's finally kind of relaxing a little bit, but he's got to beat this horse to the turn. Okay, look at the time. 21.4. Because Baffert sent out the rabbit with him. Okay, now look at his big monster, the one sitting there, just sitting there waiting. Now let's look. Now he's got a lot of pressure. He's not relaxing, anything like that. We'll just wait. Let me put my other guy on him. Pressure on his hip. Let's see what the next one is. Now we're going a mile here. So 43 pressed him to do. And the horse that he wants to win is in last right now. Shockingly, in a 4-horse race.
But he's a great chess player. This is exactly what he wanted.
Well, when you have 75% of the race,
You can manipulate it.
Should have just scratched if I was Mandela. I mean, I hate to do that, but I'd be like, you know what? Go. And look at this horse has horse coming home.
It sure does.
Puts the 3 away.
That's Pratt, right?
No, that's Hernandez.
Pratt's on the 1.
Pratt's on the 1.
Right. That's what I meant.
And okay, that's fine. But let me tell you something. Okay, so after watching that race, a nice second. Is there a problem with that, everybody? Like, that's not how horse racing should be.
No.
And I'm not sour grapes here. Listen, I think a Forbidden Kingdom will beat Messier easy in a longer distance and not with unless he runs in a 10-horse race and 9 of them are Baffert horses.
Exactly. Well, it's like I said, he could manipulate it, especially if there's only 4 horses in the race and 3 of them are his. He can. it's like a chess. It's like chess. He can move the pieces exactly where he wants. He just has
And my point,
the one
yeah, my
wild
point
card
is,
in there.
I mean, listen, I think everybody should look out for that horse, Forbidden Kingdom. I think he proved the most in that race, and when he calms down,
Oh, absolutely.
and he doesn't grab a quarter, and he calms down, I think he's going to be tough to beat. But my point is this bad for racing? I mean, that's a
No doubt.
stakes race at Del Mar.
No doubt. At Del Mar. There's a few other tracks.
1A, 1X, and 1 if he was in New York.
Right.
Well, it have to be the same owner,
Oh,
not the same trainer.
Oh, same
That'd be
owner. It's
owner.
not the same trainer anymore. Oh, I thought it was always the same
it's
trainer.
same owner with the one and
When
one
you
A.
get the 1 and the 1A. Yeah, that's the same way in the Mid-Atlantic as well. But yeah, no, to answer your question, it's terrible. Bob Hope Stakes used to be. It has at first. I think this is all he has been a grade 3, but still 4 horses. It's sad. It's sad.
4
but
horses and 3 are from one trainer.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, they're all 2-year-olds.
It's like we're literally just talking about. It's not good for horse racing at all.
Especially not out here.
No, anywhere. I mean,
Well,
a
not
grade 3.
anywhere,
Yeah,
but
no,
A grade 3 should have at least 6, and that would be terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like we have no one wants to go against 2-year-olds. I talked to another owner, which I won't say his name, but because I don't know if he wants me to say this, and he said he had horses, he has them in Kentucky, very good 2-year-olds, won't send them out here. Because he's like, why? I'm going to go against 5 horses that Baffert has that are $1 million horses in the race?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
how is this good for the sport? Take everything out. I don't care about, let's not talk about the drugs or anything like that. That hasn't been proven.
No.
This isn't good for the sport that you're making it. It's not, it's like not having, I don't know, like we should have a salary cap for trainers. At this point.
Yeah.
Make it like that's what they did in other sports. So if
Why not
one
here?
trainer gets all the great horses, who else are going to run?
What fun is that? Well, yeah, what fun is that?
And then when you got to
you're not
3
gonna-
in there to beat 1, because that's
Well,
all that was.
Yeah,
You went 3 to beat 1.
There's even smaller trainers that race in Southern California that struggle, but they're like, this is just where I'm located. It's too much for me to ship. So they play this game, and we've heard mumblings from, these smaller trainers of like, if you have the money, that's what's going to win the race. Like they're on this uphill battle as well. And it's a shame, really.
I realize, Cox in Kentucky, Pletcher, and they all have better barns, but I don't think there's more of a discrepancy with 2-year-olds than Bob Baffert and California.
Well, that with 2-year-olds, true.
Because Peter Miller will argue the other part. So,
yeah.
I mean, Joe, let me ask you: is this a problem in overseas?
You don't see it, really. I mean, in UK usually has those small fields, but then no, it's because you could set it up however you want and all that stuff, and it's it just kind of takes the fun out because you already know who's going to win. So, I mean, for a bet, if you want to bet on it, then yeah, you'll definitely make money from that, but. No, you don't really see you see like Chris Waller for, Winx's trainer has like a whole bunch of horses in the field, but then their fields are usually bigger than ours, probably like 18, 19 horse fields. And Chris Waller has like 6 of them.
Well, they do. They also do don't they do barn races over there? Isn't that like their whole barn will run against each other? Don't they do that?
That I don't think so.
Or 2 or 3 trainers will be in one race. And it's 15 horses. Do they do that over there?
So
they did.
I've seen some. Yeah, I've seen one where a 9-horse field and the trainer has 7 of them, and then 2 of them are just some other one.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's in the state of California that Californians in with that racing. Yeah, I think it's bad because for one. You're going to be running for the same purse money, so he's going to get it anyway. And then, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me. But no one's saying anything. No one's going to do anything about it. It's just going to keep going the way it's been going. So
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know how like
is
stewards don't watch that or somebody and just say like, or even if I'm like Mandela or the ownership group, which I know the ownership group, obviously, just be like, I mean, obviously you're not going to scratch him. I mean, he ran second. He probably could have won easy if he didn't, stumble and do whatever. So you don't want to not run against him. But is there a point where you just like everybody scratch out of the Baffert races and let him run against each other himself and until, kind of like take a stand?
Almost like a silent protest, so to speak.
Well, I think that with Hollendorfer leaving, now it's just Baffert because his only other competition was Hollendorfer. Because Hollendorfer had a million, like all these different horses at one point that would face against Baffert. But now he doesn't because they kicked him out.
Well, but you see his horses all over the place anymore. It's kind of funny.
Yeah,
except California.
Yeah, and people are going to be like, "Oh, just beat him," and that's fine. But not when you have 3 horses going against you in your one. Like, I get it. And listen, he ran his heart out. He ran a good race. Nothing wrong with it. I think he'll be back. I think he'll beat. I can't wait for him to race against that horse again because I think he'll bury him.
But like normally you would see that if the horse is really good and all the other trainers scratch out of it because they don't want to test them. But this one, it's kind of like, well, who is he the best horse out of the whole crop? And I'm just going to throw these other ones in there because they could have a chance to beat him, or I really specifically want this horse to win. So I'm going to set up 2 rabbits so he could go through. That's what's kind of like.
Yeah. And that, exactly right. I know that happens in a 10-horse field, and it's hard to do. But when you have 3 out of 4,
it's easy. It's
especially in a graded stakes. Like Tom had mentioned, it was a graded stakes. This isn't like some allowance race at Del Mar. This was a grade 3, 4-horse field, 3 of them.
Bob Hope would be pissed right now.
Yes,
he sure would be.
If you're Baffert and you're going to put all those horses, you already know that field is going to be my 3 horses. So if you're the other trainer, it's kind of like, well, do I want to put this horse in or do I not want to put this horse in? That's what's kind of the question here. What am I going to do?
Yeah, and listen, I know he has 3 already. Mandela was not scared. He already beat one of the horses. He could have, beat those horses fairly easily. You know what I mean? He could have beat those horses. It wasn't like he wasn't around. Obviously he had problems. To
me, it's like it's a paid workout. It's a paid workout for all 4 of those horses.
But there's a Dan Blacker's got a 2-year-old that he's like, no way, I'm not going in that race, and everything like that. What if Forbidden Kingdom scratched? It would have been 3 Baffert horses, which is really funny.
Probably go down as one of the worst graded stakes.
So I was sitting there and myself and Joe Moran and a couple other people, but it was me and Joe Moran, and we were with and Mandela and Juan Hernandez. And I look over and I tell Joe, I say, hey, Joe, look, it's like a board meeting. It's like, because over there was Bob with 3 jockeys. And I'm like, they're just talking about how to beat you, Hernandez. And then I was like, I should just go over there because it'd be funny. But I didn't. I should have just walked over and been like, what's up, guys? Because that would have just been funny.
It would have been great.
You should have just asked them, hey, can I borrow you the keys to your golf cart?
Yeah.
Right?
Can I borrow your crop? Where'd Mom
Oh, God. Oh, my God. All right.
Oh.
Well, let's move on to our final segment of tonight's show.
Yeah, and Tom wanted to. Everybody knows.
Finally, it's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, most people know that I don't know anything about. I don't really go on Twitter that much. Well, when it comes to
it doesn't function well with technology, which he set up.
That's not surprising.
He set up our Twitter account, which is why we are Clowns Triple on Twitter instead of Triple Clowns. It got a little confusing for him.
You're missing one.
Gave up.
You're missing the 3rd one.
And we have AJ back on the show joining us.
AJ on assignment.
On assignment.
Reaping up on us all the time. So we thought it would be fun. Well, Tom, I'll let you take it from here.
Absolutely. Well, we all love horse racing Twitter so much. There's so many good people on there, so many good stories, but we also have so many ridiculous stories. And people on Twitter, just like people in real life, they will fight about anything. So we thought it would be fun to talk to Randy and talk to Joe and give them 3 stories, 3 ridiculous stories. 2 of them actually happened on Twitter this week, and one of them didn't. And again, this is just horse racing people talking and fighting amongst each other. So you got the rules, Randy?
All right.
You have the rules, Randy, so I'm going to give you 3 stories. And you're going to have to guess which one is not true.
Okay.
Right.
So you're
Which
making
one is
up.
not a Twitter argument?
Okay.
Which is not a Twitter argument. Thank you, Sarah.
Okay.
So this is our first time doing it, and I'm sure we'll have more material to do this next week. So as you know, our friend from former Off the Rail guest Chris Griffin recently moved to Parks from Texas. Sam Houston, thank you. And he had the audacity to get Swiss cheese on his cheesesteak, and it set Philadelphia area Twitter afire. I will read you a few quotes. Mozzarella or provolone are the best on a Philly's cheesesteak only. I get so mad when people order such things as Swiss cheese on a cheesesteak. And it just goes on and on and on. All the guy did was get a cheesesteak with Swiss cheese on it. Another one.
I'm pretty offended by that.
That's story one.
That could be. Okay. Go ahead.
That's story one. Argument 2. And this is from somebody by the name of Keelan Yu. Why are Phillies and Colts allowed to run in the same race? It should just be like high school sports where boys run in one race and girls run in another race. This just happened today, and this is the only thing people are talking about on Twitter. Someone says you're absolutely right, and another person says, well, what happens if a horse identifies as a filly but is actually a mare? And it just keeps on going on and on and on. So that's story 2.
Okay.
Argument 2, I should say. Argument 3. We're talking about people. Brian Leckie, the Farrow Rules. The guy had the audacity again. All he did was post a picture of a pizza that he got. I guess he works for a pizzeria or something. He said that he got $80 in tips and a free pizza. Posted the picture of the pizza. People this poor kid. All he wanted to do was say he got a pizza for free, and people are ripping him apart. You should toss the crust, as the burnt taste will overpower the otherwise delicious pizza. Why would you eat that? The pizza is so burnt. Clearly, this is not a Chicago pizza. So we have 3 stories, and again, these people are all horse racing related people, and this is how ridiculous horse racing Twitter is at times. A lot of us have a lot of free time on our hands, including Sarah and Joe and myself, because we look these stories up. So, Randy, what of those 3 stories?
I want to comment on all of them. First off, I listened to Chris. He seems like a really nice guy. I've never met him. I know he was on your show. Your show Off the Rail. I'm sorry. Him putting Swiss cheese on a Philly cheesesteak kind of makes it a French dip, right? Isn't that what they do with the French dip? So it's not too crazy, right? Isn't Swiss cheese on a French dip?
Yep.
So that's not too crazy. They shouldn't get on him about that if that's true. I feel like, I don't know if he should have said that out loud, and he might be smarter than that, because that would bring some heat. So I don't know about that one. The second one, obviously, in our times, makes sense. Everybody's all offended, of what the hermaphrodite horse, where's that horse run now?
Oh, that's
We've gone through that. I do know that that's a true story. So I could see people getting with that. The burnt crust thing, okay, I'm just going to say Chicago pizza. If somebody actually said that, you are offensive to me because like I said before, I do come from Connecticut, which New Haven is the pizza capital. And everybody does know this. This is true, Tom. Look it up. Everybody out there, look it up.
Mystic?
And I live in New York City. So the brick oven pizzas, the old brick oven, the real pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
The real ones from like 200 years ago, like they use at Pepe Sally's and Modern. That's right. Look them up. You can look those up. They're number one rated in the
Plenty of brick oven pizzas outside of Connecticut there, Randy.
No, but they're not these ones. You can look it up. Look it up. Just research it, Tom.
Tom needs to take a road trip.
But you do. So that makes sense. But somebody's saying the burnt crusts because that's how it is. And you look at the bottom of the pizza; it's all burnt too. It looks probably good. And so they all sound like they could be real. So one's fake.
Oddly enough, yes, because I mean, we could do this for another 5 hours with all the ridiculous.
No, okay, I'm gonna go with the pizza one's fake because I don't see anybody saying the burnt thing. And saying Chicago pizza is good. That sounds stupider than anything. That I've heard. I can't believe somebody would be like, that's not Chicago pizza. What's Chicago pizza? Like, come on, it's not even, it's fucking calzone chopped in half. It's a pie. Stop it.
So you're going
sorry
with pizza?
People in Chicago.
You're going with
I'm
pizza?
going with the pizza.
Pizza.
One's fake.
The pizza man.
I'm going pizza.
Final answer?
Yes.
I learned that lesson before. That the actual incorrect bad Twitter story of the week was about the Phillies and the Colts. There really was an uproar about the whole cheesesteak. Apparently, there's a lot of food things going on this week because there wasn't after the Breeders' Cup. Not much to argue about. Swift is on Twitter, so a lot of food things. Yeah. The whole pizza thing. People were really upset about the burned crust. And
then they were going back and forth with each other, yelling at each other about how they like their pizza, and it was all wrong. And then poor Chris, I guess, don't put what you like on Twitter. Horse racing Twitter, it's like sand through the hourglass. So
that's exactly, yeah.
As the world turns. Wait.
So, Randy, you are smart for not... Yeah. So this is fun. This is going to work. This might work, and we might make this a weekly or semi-weekly statement.
Every week, it's been like another argument that has blown up on Twitter. Last week, it was a retweeted photo. This week, it's pizza and cheese. Next week,
my God!
I can't wait for this week.
The retweeted photo. Oh no!
Opportunities are endless here for Twitter arguments, and I'm so excited what next week is going to bring us. I'm thinking maybe
watch what you say.
Well,
that was fun.
It's always fun on our show.
Or something like it.
And it's us, the Triple Clowns. Check out our next show. We'll be Off the Rail with AJ Ryder. Special guest today, AJ Ryder, by the way. He did show up for a little bit.
He showed up.
Shout out to him.
He wasn't just in spirit.
Yeah.
With Tom from Tom and Tom Racing. They do a show, smaller tracks. Tom, what's going on this week?
Well, we're going back to where we hit the pick 5 2 weeks ago. We're going back to Philly. So let's see what happens. We got a good feeling. Unfortunately, Randy put the hex on us last week when he guest hosted, and we had a terrible showing at Finger Lakes. So we're sneaking back to Parks this week.
Nice.
I did pick that firster in the first one. That was a good pick, and then the last.
And I remember my first win too. So good for you.
Because it was her last win.
Yeah,
that's probably why. But yeah, So check that out.
Make sure you subscribe and check it out. And Joe, tell them where they can find you and what you're up to.
Well, you're going to be back with me and Shireen and also Steve on the Happy Valley preview. And way to go last week. You did hit some winners. And It was actually really a lot of fun. What was your experience like for your first time actually playing Hong Kong?
It was interesting. Well, I was actually a little bit surprised I was up. Because those 3 races I think started at, because we did about 5, 6, 7, race 5 started about 5 a.m. It was exciting. I'm not gonna lie. The racing was really interesting to watch. This is gonna be like maybe such a novice thing to say, but we don't see it a lot over in the States. I do not like the same colored saddlecloth.
Oh God, no.
Oh, it drives me nuts. But
You
it
guys
was a
don't.
lot of
I'm
fun.
used to
And
it.
I hope it wasn't just beginner's luck. But really, I mean, the shout out goes to Joe. And he shouted out his value play was a 17-1 shot that hit.
Oh, best bet.
Yeah,
It
best
was a
bet.
best bet, not a value one. So I give myself a little humble brag there. But after
I remember when I hit my
Deservedly
first
so.
17-1 shot, Joe.
I got it from you. That's where I got the tip. I just took it as my own because
You're
that's how the
welcome.
industry works.
Yeah, you are.
Exactly. Oh my God.
AJ gave it to me.
Oh, wow. This is just going sideways quick again. All right.
But yeah,
Well,
it was fun. We got to talk with Lyle Hewitson, and I know you had a good time with him, and we all did. He's ready to prove himself back in Hong Kong again. So hopefully he rides well. And he was supposed to go to Japan, but he didn't. So he's back in Hong Kong, and he has a chip on his shoulder because his first couple weeks in Hong Kong he just couldn't get a win. Then later on it started picking up. So now he wants to prove himself again. But yeah, that's pretty much that, and looking forward to whatever we have on the weekend. So there's Western Australia Racing with the Railway Stakes, their first Group 1 of the year. And then we have we got the Gong coming up at Sky Racing World for one of their big races in Sydney. So yeah, it's going to be, we're looking forward to a lot of what's coming up, especially in Australia.
Yeah, big races coming up. And, you guys, looking forward to you guys doing the beer garden. Usually Tom and I just hang out in the beer garden. And so.
Good one.
There's
some
a
cute
big
chicks
race
there,
coming up. There is the Japan Cup, and some of the runners from the Breeders' Cup Turf are going to be in it. I think Japan's in it. Broome is in it. Those are the 2 I know that are confirmed right now to go there. So
oh, nice.
stay up to watch
Fun.
Japan. You can watch Japan in Japan.
Yeah.
Japan run in Japan. That'll be a good race.
Because Japan doesn't usually run in Japan. Japan usually runs in England, correct?
Mm-hmm. And then here.
No,
Came to America.
stayed here for a while.
He was actually running in Japan.
He has to run for his namesake.
Yeah, now he's actually running in Japan. So if you get the chance, it's going to be late at night.
Fun.
They're a day earlier, but yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It's going to be it's always a huge field, and it's one of the biggest purses that they have. So it'll be a good race coming up. It's you think after Breeders' Cup and the Melbourne Cup, it's not busy. It's still busy because we have that race, and then we have the Hong Kong International races. So
Definitely over there.
Still a long, and Aqueduct. I can't forget Aqueduct.
Can you really? I feel like you can. It's all right.
Actually,
good thing about Aqueduct. Our guy Trevor McCarthy's got some mounts coming up. He moved back east.
He moved his tack back.
Yeah, he didn't stay here.
Yeah, well, his family's out here, and Katie's about to have a baby. So yeah, I think he's got some mounts this weekend.
Good.
Nice guy.
That's great.
Nice guy.
Trevor's incredible. Randy's talked to him several times. I've met him just once. Really, super nice guy. So sad to see him go, but understandable.
Yeah, good dude. Hopefully he'll we'll get some back in the winner's circle again.
Yep, exactly. And everybody, make sure you follow both Tom and Joe on Twitters. I'll put up their Twitter handles. They're both doing a lot of great stuff. So make sure you subscribe also to wherever you can watch their shows. And from us, the Triple Clowns at Degen Nation, see you later.